This chapter is called The Spanish Influenza. I know where I was sitting in school that day, and I know where Mary had sat. Since she sat next to the windows, we were in the 6th grade, and the year was 1916. Our first activity of the day was always a report of current events. I cannot remember my report or any other, but I do remember what Mary had to report. She told of a strange sickness that had broken out in military camps in Europe during the First World War, and that it was being called the Spanish influenza. Europe was a long ways away, and the United States was not yet involved. The item held only passing interest, but for some reason I have remembered it. A year later, on April 6, 1917, we had declared war on Germany. By September 1918, as I record in my journal, the influenza had spread to the American military camps, and from there, back to the States. Mama and Papa went to October conference in Salt Lake in 1917 and brought back word of an impending armistice with Germany and that the influenza was in Salt Lake City. Before the month was out, there were enough cases in Newton that schools were closed and all public gatherings as well. On November the 11th, the armistice was signed, which was celebrated with demonstrations and other spontaneous gatherings throughout the country. This and the October conference, no doubt, helped to spread the sickness. People were very sick, very sick. No one knew what to do to relieve that sickness, nor to save the dying. Tonsillitis we were used to, and what was called the grippe, or la grippe. This sickness was different. A high fever, pain in the back, the head, the legs, and in extreme cases, pneumonia, which was often fatal. Fortunately, so far, no one in Newton was very sick, and all recovered in a few days. Our family escaped the first wave. School resumed after the holidays in January. On March 10, 1918, I came home from school sick. Each day after that, one member of our family went to bed, until all of us were in bed down in that little 2-roomed house. We had cows to milk, stock to feed and care for. I think I read that wrong. I'm going to go back. Each day after that, one member of our family went to bed until all of us but Papa were in bed in that little 2-roomed house. He had cows to milk, stock to feed and care for, besides taking care of his sick family. One day I saw him sitting in the rocking chair between the beds, crying. Mama was very bad. Everyone missed the help and care of neighbors. They were either all down themselves or afraid to expose themselves. And I remember once 2 of the sisters came with food, which Papa went outside to take from them. Since I was the first one down, I was the first one up, but could do nothing but walk the floor. I was so weak. I finally tried to play the organ, but Mama couldn't stand it. So I just played the keys without pumping, and no sound came. That worked pretty good for a while. Finally, we were all well again, and school resumed on April 14th. I was in my 8th grade that year. We had just been out a month. I recorded in my diary that on March 13th, 3 days after I went home sick, 18 out of 23 students in my class all got the flu in one day. Everything was quiet for the next 11 months. Those who had finished the 8th grade were across the valley in high school, either at Brigham Young College in Logan or the county high school at Hiram. Vernon, Osprey, and Hazel Larson and I were in a home in Logan with Aunt Caroline to take care of us. Wrestling Larson, Uncle Hiram's only son, and Arta's brother, came after Christmas holidays. On February the 8th, Wrestling went to bed, and Ben and Caroline. All the schools were closed, including the Brigham Young College. Wrestling was bad, so his parents asked Mother to come over to Logan and take care of him, as they had not had the flu. In Newton, Uncle Joe's family and Uncle Willie's were all sick. Mama left her family and a 20-month-old baby to come. In spite of all she could do, Wrestling got worse. 2 doctors came every day. Mama sent for Sister Jensen, our good doctor-nurse in Newton. Nothing helped. On Sunday, he lapsed into a coma. His parents were sent for, but he didn't recognize them. On Tuesday, both Uncle Hiram and Aunt Annie took sick. Aunt Annie insisted on staying right in the room with her son in another bed. At noon on Wednesday, Wrestling died, with his agonized mother calling his name. Wrestling, Wrestling. Hazel and I went down to the end of the lot so we couldn't see the undertaker come. For young girls, we had been through something too. Wrestling was a favorite of everyone, and family gatherings were always a little different when he came. He was a young 17-year-old scholar with a personality quite different from the rest of us in the family. He was a refined, fine-tuned person with a delicious sense of humor. I liked to watch him and his mother spar with each other, mostly verbally. It was hard for me to see him go. Mama had to call for Papa that 20-month-old Rule had bronchitis and the other children were not well. She, Sister Jensen, Uncle Wren, Hazel, and I went home on the train to be there for the outdoor funeral. Aunt Annie, Uncle Hiram, and Aunt Caroline were still sick in bed in Logan. Arta was the only one of her family to be at her brother's funeral. The hardest thing I had to do that afternoon was to come back to the house in Logan to face Aunt Annie and Uncle Hiram without their boy. Gradually, the flu epidemics began to subside over the next few years as medications and proper treatment began to be understood and recommended. It was during this period that aspirin was developed. I remember seeing large capsules of it before the tablets came out. Gradually, immunizations came, and then it became apparent that there could be different strains of the flu, and different vaccines had to be developed. It is now 1989 as I write this, and 77 years since the influenza first came to the state. It is still with us, though not the epidemics. In the late 1970s, Dr. Kyle Clark told me never to miss a flu shot each September, and I never have.